I was on a deployment for exactly 6 months when I found out that my sister, not only had she infiltrated my life, not only had she got a key to my house, not only was she wearing my robe, but she was seducing my husband slowly. She has a master's in psychology, and when she locks onto something that she wants, oh, she's gonna get it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do something about it because I'm on my way home. I keep smelling burnt popcorn. It's been 3 days since I got back, and I can't stop smelling it. There's no popcorn. Haven't made any. The microwave's been unplugged since I found her hair in the door sill, but I smell it everywhere. In my sheets, in the shower, when I open the fridge. Maybe it's just my brain misfiring. Maybe it's what happens when you come home to find your life deleted. You know, I'm writing this in the middle of the morning. I can't sleep in my bed. Can't sleep on the couch either because that's where, well, yeah. Currently sitting on the kitchen floor with my laptop, back against the dishwasher because it's still warm from the cycle I ran to clean her lipstick off my coffee mugs. All of them. Every single mug I owned had her lipstick on it. I mean, who drinks that much coffee? I should probably start at the beginning, but honestly, I don't even know where that is. Was it when I got my deployment paper? Or when I met E in college? When my sister Linux was born and my parents made me promise to always protect her? When she used to crawl into my bed during thunderstorms holding that ratty stuffed elephant, and I would tell her stories until she fell asleep? This is harder than I thought. Okay, first you need to know the facts. I deployed to, well, I'm not going to tell you where, but I deployed in March. 8 months assignment, communication specialist. It's nothing glamorous, mostly satellite equipment and fixing crap that breaks in the heat. E and I have been married for 4 years, together for 7. I met him junior year when Linux was a freshman and I was showing her around campus. She thought he was cute. I remember because she kept asking if he had a brother. Well, the things about deployment is you prepare for certain things. You prepare for the distance, the crappy internet, the sand everywhere, the way an MRE tastes like cardboard soaked in regret. You prepare for missing birthdays and anniversaries, and you prepare for the fear that sits in your chest like a rock when an explosion wakes you up in the middle of the night. You don't really prepare for your sister to systematically destroy your life while you're gone. So, I gave Linux my house key the night before I left. She was supposed to check the mail, water my plants, they didn't make it. Make sure the pipes didn't freeze. She's been having a rough time. She lost her job at the marketing firm and her boyfriend Silas cheated on her with some CrossFit instructor named Madison. She was sleeping on our friend Romy's couch. I felt bad. You know, she is my little sister. When she hugged me at the airport, crying into my uniform, saying she didn't know what she would do without me. I promised I'd be back before she knew it. She moved in that night, not like officially, but E told me later, during one of the 3 conversations in 8 months, that she showed up with her suitcase and it was also having that stuffed elephant, and she was crying about being scared to be alone. He let her stay in the guest room, and then somehow she was cooking dinner every night. Then she was doing laundry, and then she was reorganizing my closet because E, you know how Iris always meant to color coordinate but never had the time. I don't know any of this for months, because here's the thing about deployment communication, it's already messed up. Internet comes and goes, calls drop, and emails take forever. Sometimes you're in a blackout for weeks because of operations, and sometimes you're so exhausted you can barely type I love you. Before passing out, of course, add in someone actively sabotaging every message, and yeah, the first email that got through to me from E was weird. It was mighty formal, like he was writing to a stranger. No baby, no love, or any of our inside jokes, just hope you're safe, things are fine here, Linux is helping out. I figured he was just processing because deployment is hard on everyone. Then the emails got weird. Short, and he would ask these strange questions like, are you making new friends? How's your social life? Who asked about social life on a deployment? But I was too tired to analyze it. My battle buddy Hollis had just gotten, hurt by an IED, and I was trying to figure out how to help his wife and 3 kids back home. Started sending money from my combat pay. Didn't think to mention it to E because honestly, my brain was mush and it felt too heavy to explain in an email that might not even go through. Meanwhile, back at home, my sister was apparently living her best of life, or my life, I guess. She was wearing my clothing, sleeping in my bed when E was on night shift, and using my makeup, cooking with my grandmother's recipe and posting on my social media photos of her in my kitchen with captions like, "So grateful Iris trusted me with her home while she's away serving our country. Hashtag military family." But that was just the warm-up. See, Lennox was always smart, like scary smart, graduated top of her class with a double major in psychology and marketing. She knows how people think and she knows how they work, knows how to plant ideas and let them grow. And she had 8 months to work on E. It started small. She would mention how different I seemed in my emails, how I used to be more affectionate, and she'd wonder out loud if deployment changes people, if I was okay or if maybe I was just lonely. Well, then came the screenshots. See, she created a dating profile using my military photos, the ones from my official portrait day when they make you look all serious and professional, added some casual pictures from my Facebook, and made a whole profile on some app called Uniform Dating or some crap. It was a bio that said, "I was stationed overseas looking for a connection. Use my maiden name so it wouldn't pop up if anyone searched my married name." She showed E one night over dinner, and I can picture it perfectly because I've watched the doorbell footage 17 times now. Her hand shaking, practicing the shake, and she spent 40 minutes perfecting it in my bathroom mirror, voice breaking as she said, "I didn't want to believe it when, a girl from our book club sent this to me. I'm sure there's an explanation, E." Ezra lost his crap. He called me immediately, but guess what? I was in comms blackout for a security situation. Couldn't answer for 6 days. By the time I got his voicemail, it was buried under 43 others, each one angrier than the last, but Linux wasn't done. Oh no, my sister was just getting warmed up. She told him that she'd heard me on a video call late one night before deployment. I was whispering to someone laughing, saying, "I can't wait to see you again." Well, it was true. Actually, I was talking to my therapist, Dr. Keating, setting up sessions for when I get back because I knew deployment was going to mess with my head. But Linux made it sound like a lover. Even cried about how she, quote, did not want to betray her sister but could not let Isra be fooled. Then she intercepted my letters home. I'm talking actual physical letters because sometimes that's all that works from here. She would steam them open, scan them, edit them using Photoshop to remove anything lovey or personal and print them on similar paper and give those to Isra. Kept the originals in a box under the guest bed. I found them all, 47 letters where I poured my heart and soul and told him about the nightmares, about missing him so much I couldn't breathe, about Hollis passing away and how I was sending money to his family, all replaced with cold, distant versions that sounded like a military report. The doorbell camera caught her practicing her editing skills at 2 a.m., just sitting at my desk with my laptop, muttering, "Too affectionate and this sounds suspicious," while she deleted entire paragraphs where I told my husband I loved him. 2 months in, she hired her friend, this girl named Indigo, who apparently does community theater, to call the house pretending to be the wife of my affair partner. Indigo deserves an Oscar, she really does. She sobbed on the phone about finding messages between me and her husband, described intimate details about deployments that Linux had gathered from my old emails and Facebook posts from my first deployment 5 years ago. E did not even question it. I mean, why would he? My, sister, his sister-in-law, was right here, holding his hand, making him tea, telling him he deserves better. And that's when she suggested locking me out of our joint account for, quote, his protection, just until things were sorted out. She helped him change all the passwords, helped him draft an email to my command about updating my emergency contacts, and got herself added as a secondary on everything. She changed my email passwords using security questions, stuff like, "What street did you grow up on?" I should have picked a harder one. "What was your first pet's name?" Bingo. She knew it all. We grew up together, shared everything, and I used to think it was beautiful how well we knew each other. She forwarded E edited versions of my emails, added cold language, and removed endearments. She even changed "I can't wait to hold you to hope you're well." She changed "I miss you so much" to "take care." She even added lines I never wrote, mentions of needing space and figuring things out. Well, by month 3, she was wearing my perfume, my clothes sitting in my spot on the couch, cooking favorite meals in my kitchen and my pots and pans, and the doorbell footage shows her gradually moving her things into the master bedroom. First just the phone charger, then some clothing in the dresser, and then her pharmacy, skincare, everything, all the products covering my bathroom counter, and she told our parents I was going through something. She was trying to hint at PTSD, making me unstable. Told them about the dating profile and the mysterious phone calls and the money disappearing from our joint account, the money I was sending to Hollis's family. Made them worry I was having some kind of breakdown. My own mother started sending me emails about getting help and thinking about your husband. Ezra's mom, the same woman from the book club, fancy how this worked out. She fully bought into it, started treating Lennox like the daughter-in-law she always wanted, and took her shopping, teaching her family recipes and posting photos on Facebook of them together, with captions like, "So blessed to have Lennox, taking care of my son during this difficult time." The pregnancy scare happened in month 4. Right after I'd finally gotten through a satellite phone for 5 minutes, I told I loved him. He sounded weird, distant, said we need to talk when I get home. Line cut out before I could ask him what's wrong. And 2 days later, Lennox had a miscarriage. E's baby. From that one night of comfort when they were both grieving my betrayal. She left him, to find her in the bathroom with blood on her thigh. It was deer blood from the butcher's shop. The doorbell camera caught her buying it and storing it in the vegetable crisper. He held her while she sobbed about losing our baby and how guilty she felt and how she'd always loved him, but never wanted to happen like this. And that's when she admitted that she's been in love with him since college, since the first day when I introduced him. How she's dated Silas to try to get over it, how she's been so happy for us but secretly hurting inside, how deployment has been the universe giving them a chance to find each other. I found out about all this when I finally got internet access after 6 months. I logged into my email to find a barrage of stuff. Divorce papers, eviction notice, and the house I own. 247 unread emails from friends asking if I was okay. A message from my commander about family emergencies requiring immediate action. My bank account's been drained except for $73.42. Photos on my Instagram of Lennox and at my favorite restaurant and her wearing my anniversary earrings. My hands were shaking so hard I dropped the laptop, cracked the screen, and sat there in the communication tent staring at the spiderweb of broken glass over a photo of my sister kissing my husband while wearing my wedding dress. Yeah, she put on my wedding dress for their engagement photos. But here's the thing, here's the beautiful, horrible, amazing thing. My best friend Azriel. Oh yeah, Azriel's a tech genius, and she's paranoid as hell. When I deployed, she insisted on having access to all my security stuff just in case anything happens to me. So I gave her my cloud password, my camera app access, everything, and figured if something happened to me, someone should be able to get into my accounts. Az had been watching the whole time, recording everything, not just the doorbell footage, but the interior cameras too. The ones that didn't even know I've installed in the smoke detector after our neighbor broke in. She's been screenshotting every edited email, every fake social media post, and every time Lennox Googled how to break up a marriage, and is it legal or illegal to impersonate someone online, and how long after divorce can you marry your ex-brother-in-law? Guys, there was 74 hours of footage, and well, what my friend had compiled included Lennox practice crying in the mirror, her on the phone with Indigo coaching her through the affair partner-wife script, the night she and Ezra had beautiful love on my couch while looking at my deployment photos, her telling her friend Romy that she'd, quote, wasted 7 years for this chance, and writing in her journal about her plan, starting from the day I got my deployment orders, deleting my voicemails to while laughing, and so much more. My friend sent me everything in an encrypted folder titled "Get This Girl." The rage I felt could have powered an entire base, but we were in the middle of an operation and I couldn't leave, couldn't even make a call. Had to sit on this information for 2 more months while my sister lived my life and did what she wanted with my husband in my bed. You want to know the worst part? The absolute worst part of it all, I still catch myself wanting to protect her. She's my little sister. I taught her to ride a bike, held her hair when she got drunk for the first time. I even drove 14 hours straight to pick her up when Silas cheated, and the whole time she was planning this. When I finally got home 3 days ago, they changed the locks. My locks on the house I paid for. E's car was gone. Lennox answered the door wearing my robe, and my grandmother's wedding ring on her finger, acting like she was shocked to see me. Said she thought I wasn't coming back for at least another month. I didn't even hit her. Wanted to drag her out by her hair and throw her into the garbage bin where she belongs. Instead, I called the cops. Showed them my military ID, my mortgage papers, and the doorbell footage of her admitting to fraud, and they made her leave. She cried the whole time, real tears, and begged me to understand, said she could not help who she loved. E came home to find me sitting in the dark, drinking wine from the bottle, watching the footage of them together. At that moment, he tried to explain, said he thought that I changed, that the deployment had made me cold, that he'd fallen out of love with the person I've become. When I showed him the real emails, the unedited letters, the footage of Lennox creating the dating profile, he threw up. Right there on the kitchen floor. And then he tried to hug me. Yeah, me. After months of doing this with my sister, he tried to hug me? I laughed. Couldn't stop laughing. Laughed until I was sobbing. Laughed until my ribs hurt. And, well, he's staying at his mother's now and keeps texting about working things out and getting counseling. And how can we get past this? You know what? We can't. Lennox is at our parents' house. They don't know what to do, keep calling, wanting me to hear her side. Apparently she's distraught, and never meant for it to go so far. Dad thinks that I should forgive her because family is family, and Mother, she won't stop crying. Ask how I could not have known my sister was capable of this. But I did know. Deep down, I remember little things now, red flags. How she'd always try on my clothing in high school. How she would flirt with my boyfriends. How she would cry when I got things that she wanted. How she used to practice my signature for funsies. How she would joke about wanting my life. I just loved her too much to see it. Hollis's wife called yesterday. She thanked me for the money and said it kept them afloat. Asked if I was okay, said Hollis had always talked about what a good person I was. I cried so hard I threw up in my mouth. At least something good came out of all this nightmare. You see, the house, it smells wrong, like her perfume mixed with my life. I've washed everything twice, but I still smell her everywhere. I found strands of her hair in my hairbrush, her toothbrush in my holder, her hair products under my sink. It's like she was trying to be me. I keep thinking about the stuffed elephant, the one that she's carried everywhere as a kid. Found it in the master bedroom closet, hidden behind my deployment bag. Inside its belly was a USB drive. Photos of E from college, screenshots of our conversation from when we first started dating. A journal entry from 7 years ago that just said he should have been mine. 7 years ago? I'm supposed to report back to base in a week for debriefing. Part of me wants to re-enlist. Yeah, go ahead, deploy again. Go somewhere where the enemy is clear and the rules make sense. Where your sister can't delete your life while you're gone, and you really know who the enemy is. But I'm tired, so tired, and I still smell popcorn everywhere burnt. I don't know how to end this. There's no moral, there's no lesson, there's no justice, just a house that isn't home anymore, and a sister-shaped hole where my heart used to be. E can have his divorce, Lennox can have him. They deserve each other. I'm keeping the doorbell camera footage, though. All 74 hours, sometimes. At night, I watch the parts where she's practicing her lies, and I study her face. Try to find the moment my sister became a stranger. Or maybe she was always a stranger, and I was just too busy loving her to notice. Guys, I'm sorry this got so long. I guess I need to write it all down. Make it real. Make it something that happened instead of something that's still happening to me. I think I'll throw out the microwave tomorrow, buy a new one. One that's never made with her popcorn. Maybe then I can stop smelling it. I promise you I will not update again. My mom, she keeps calling me over and over, trying to get me to rekindle with my sister, telling her family is family, but you know what? A family doesn't backstab you and try to steal your entire husband and try to take your life while you're serving this country. I won't be posting again, like I said. I'm done with her, and I'm done with this. You know what amazes me, guys, is every story I read, there's always going to be a comment that's against OP. No matter what, it doesn't matter if OP's in the right or the wrong, there's always one person that stands out in the comment section for being over the top, and a lot of people consider this comment I'm about to read to be one of those people. This comment said everybody in the story sucks, and this is why. I'm going to get downvoted to oblivion, but everyone sucks. Your sister is obviously wrong, but come on. You let your husband be alone for 8 long months with a vulnerable younger woman living in your house. You're asking for it. What did you think would happen? Military spouses who deploy need to accept that their partners have needs. You're talking 8 months? You chose your career over your marriage, and now you're playing the victim because your husband found comfort with someone who was actually there. Oh, and secretly recording everyone in your home? That's psychotic behavior. Maybe Lennox was right about you being unstable. You sound controlling if you ask me. Come on, hidden cameras, having your friends spy on them, keeping secrets about money. Your husband probably felt like he was married to a stranger and he didn't know what to do. Also, why were you sending money to some random dude's family without telling your spouse? That's financial infidelity. You created this situation by being emotionally unavailable and secretive. Lennox just filled the void that you left. Come on, bring on the downvotes, but someone had to say it. You're the a-hole, and everyone else in the story sucks too, but I feel bad for your husband. I mean, you abandoned your marriage and then acted shocked when it fell apart. Next time, don't leave for nearly a year and expect everything to be the same and people just put their lives on hold for you to return. That's why you suck. You shouldn't have left your husband alone with this type of sister. Guys, I need to know your thoughts about that. I understand 8 months is a long time, but it doesn't give you a free pass to go and cheat. I mean, come on. It sounds ridiculous that this commenter would even say that everyone sucks here, but let me know your thoughts. Drop a comment down below in the comment section. I love reading everybody's comments, your advice. I try to read every single one. And if you did enjoy it, hit the like button. Drop a comment down below too. It helps with the algorithm and really boosts the channel. Thank you once again, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. We have 2 stories coming tomorrow, and oh man, they are good. I'll see you then. Have a great day, and remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.